We spend our lives planning. We plan for education, careers, vacations, even our daily meals. We set goals, create to-do lists, and prepare for the future, making sure things are in order. But there's one aspect of life that many of us hesitate to plan for: the final chapter. End-of-life care is something few of us want to talk about, yet it is one of the most important plans we can make. Not just for ourselves, but for the people we love. For most of us, thinking about the end feels uncomfortable. It's something we push aside, telling ourselves there's still time. But time has its own course, and when the moment comes, whether it's for us or for a loved one, being unprepared can leave us feeling lost, confused, and sometimes even regretful. That's why today we're talking about something that isn't about endings. It's about living with intention, dignity, and peace. Planning for end-of-life care isn't about giving up. It's about taking control. It's about ensuring that when the time comes, your voice is heard, your wishes are respected, and your loved ones aren't left to make painful decisions without guidance. Imagine this: someone you love, perhaps a parent, a spouse, or even yourself, is in a hospital bed, and doctors are asking what kind of care they would have wanted. Would they prefer to be at home? Would they want life support treatments, or just comfort-focused care? Who will make the decisions if they can't speak for themselves? Now imagine that no one knows the answers. The family is overwhelmed. Emotions run high. And in the rush of the moment, choices are made that might not align with what the person truly wanted. But now, picture a different scenario. One where everything is clear. Your wishes, or your loved one's wishes, are written down, discussed, understood. The focus is no longer on making difficult choices under stress, but instead on spending precious moments together, honoring a life well lived. That's what end-of-life planning is truly about: love, clarity, and respect. End-of-life care planning is not just about medical treatments. It's about personal choices. It's about dignity. It's about deciding how you want to be cared for when the time comes. And more than anything, it's about relieving the burden on those who love you, so that instead of worrying about making the right decision, they can focus on being with you, cherishing every moment, and saying goodbye with peace in their hearts. So today, let's take the fear out of this conversation. Let's explore 5 simple steps that will help you prepare for end-of-life care with clarity and confidence. Because planning ahead is not about death. It's about making the most of the life we have left. We don't often think about the end of life. Not really. We go about our days making plans for next week, next month, or even years ahead. We plan our careers, our vacations, our retirement. But there's one chapter we hesitate to plan for, the final one. Maybe it's because it feels too far away. Maybe it's because we don't want to burden our loved ones with difficult conversations. Or maybe we just don't know how to start. But here's the reality. Life has a way of unfolding on its own timeline. And when that moment comes, whether it's for ourselves or someone we love, will we be ready? Or will we find ourselves scrambling for answers, unsure of what should happen next? Imagine this. A loved one is critically ill. The doctors ask, do they want life support? Do they prefer to pass peacefully at home? Who has the legal authority to make these decisions? And in that moment, emotions are high. The clock is ticking, and no one knows what to do. Without a plan, families are left to make impossible choices in the worst moments of their lives. Choices that bring guilt, confusion, and sometimes even regret. But now, let's imagine a different scenario. In this version, everything is clear. Your wishes or your loved one's wishes are written down. They've been discussed, understood, and respected. There's no guessing, no doubt, just time spent being together instead of making stressful decisions. Planning for end-of-life care isn't just about paperwork or medical decisions. It's a gift to yourself and to the people you love. It's a way of saying, I see you, I care about you, and I don't want you to carry the weight of these decisions alone. And it's about dignity, your right to choose how you want to be cared for, where you want to be, and who you want by your side. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about death. It's about honoring life, even in its final moments. If you've ever lost someone, you know that grief is a heavy burden. But do you know what makes it heavier? Uncertainty, worry, wondering if you made the right choices on their behalf. Studies show that families who have clear end-of-life care plans experience less stress, less anxiety, and less regret. Instead of feeling lost, they feel comforted knowing that their loved one's wishes were followed. By planning ahead, we don't just take control of our future, we lighten the emotional load for those who will be left behind. And let's be clear, end-of-life care planning isn't just about medical treatments. It's about the little things that bring you comfort. Do you want soft music playing in your final days? Do you want a familiar scent in the air? A candle or fresh lavender? Do you want to hear the voices of your loved ones reading your favorite passages? These are choices that bring peace, not just to you, but to those who love you. Because when the time comes, it's not just about prolonging life. It's about making the moments that remain as meaningful and as comfortable as possible. So, why start now? Because planning ahead isn't about expecting the worst. It's about ensuring the best. It's about creating a path where love and clarity replace fear and confusion. It's about giving yourself peace of mind, knowing that your wishes will be honored, your loved ones will be supported, and the time you have left, however long that may be, will be spent in the best way possible. End-of-life planning isn't about closing a door. It's about opening a conversation about how you want to be remembered, how you want to be cared for, and how you want to spend your time. And that conversation, it starts today. End-of-life care planning is not about expecting the worst. It's about preparing for the best possible journey. It's about taking control, making thoughtful choices, and ensuring that when the time comes, you and your loved ones have peace of mind. But where do we start? How do we turn an overwhelming idea into clear, simple steps that make a real difference? Today, I'll walk you through 5 essential steps to create a plan that is not just about logistics, but about honoring life, dignity, and love. These steps are not just for those in their later years. They're for anyone who wants to live with intention and leave a path of clarity for those they care about. So, let's begin. Step 1. Identify your personal wishes. If you had to imagine your final days, what would bring you the most comfort? Where would you want to be? Who would you want beside you? End-of-life care planning starts with understanding what truly matters to you. Because each of us has different needs, values, and hopes for how we want our journey to unfold. For some, it means staying at home, surrounded by familiar sights and sounds. For others, it might mean being in a specialized care facility with professional support. Some people want every medical intervention available to prolong life, while others prioritize comfort over extensive treatments. There is no right or wrong answer, only what feels right for you. To get started, ask yourself these simple but powerful questions. Where do I want to receive care? At home? In a hospital? In a hospice? Who do I trust to make decisions for me? What medical treatments do I want or not want? What brings me comfort? Music, books, nature, prayer. Writing these answers down in a notebook can be the first step toward a meaningful, personalized care plan. Step 2. Talk to your family and loved ones. Knowing your wishes is important, but communicating them is just as essential. A plan unspoken is a plan unfulfilled. Many people hesitate to have these conversations, afraid that they will be too sad or difficult. But the truth is, these discussions are acts of love, clarity, and relief for everyone involved. Imagine the difference between a family guessing in confusion about what their loved one would have wanted versus a family feeling confident and at peace, knowing they are following the path their loved one chose. That difference starts with a conversation. Choose the right time. A quiet moment over coffee, a walk in the park, a peaceful evening. Be honest, but gentle. Start with, I've been thinking about my future, and I want to share what matters to me. Invite them to share too. This isn't just about you, it's about what brings them peace as well. And if it feels difficult, remember this. Talking about end-of-life care isn't about death. It's about love. It's about making sure no one has to make hard choices alone. Step 3. Prepare your medical and legal documents. We prepare legal documents for so many things in life. Buying a house, starting a job, even owning a car. But how many of us have prepared the most important document of all? One that ensures our wishes will be followed when we can no longer speak for ourselves. That's where an advanced care plan comes in. An advanced care plan is a legal document that outlines your medical preferences, what treatments you want or don't want, your health care proxy, the person who will make medical decisions for you if you're unable to, your resuscitation choices. Do you want CPR or other life-saving measures? It may seem daunting, but it's actually a simple yet powerful way to ensure you are cared for the way you want. And you don't have to do it alone. Doctors, legal advisors, and even online resources can guide you. Step 4. Organize your financial and estate plans. Just as medical decisions need planning, so do financial matters. Planning ahead protects your loved ones from unnecessary stress and ensures that your wishes for your assets, property, and savings are honored. Make a will. Clearly outline who will inherit your belongings. Set aside funds. Prepare for any medical costs or funeral arrangements. Assign a financial power of attorney. Someone you trust should be able to manage financial matters if you become unable to do so. A well-planned estate is not just about wealth. It's about security, respect, and protecting your family from financial strain. End-of-life planning isn't just about the practical details. It's also about finding peace, meaning, and connection. As we plan for the future, we must also nurture the present. We must embrace the moments that matter most. This can mean writing letters to loved ones, preserving memories through stories and pictures, finding comfort in faith, meditation, or nature, spending quality time with the people who bring you joy. Because in the end, It's not just about the medical care we receive, it's about the love we leave behind. These 5 steps are not about preparing for an end. They are about making sure that the final chapter of life is written with love, dignity, and peace. The greatest gift we can give our loved ones is the gift of clarity. The greatest act of self-care we can take is making sure our story is honored from beginning to end. And it all starts today. So, take that first step. Write down your thoughts. Start the conversation. Your future self and your loved ones will thank you for it. End-of-life planning is not just about logistics. It's about honoring the journey of life itself. It's about embracing our final chapter with dignity, love, and a sense of peace. For some, the idea of planning for the end may feel uncomfortable. But when we look at it from another perspective, we realize this isn't about saying goodbye too soon. It's about ensuring that when the time comes, the people we love will have the gift of clarity, the comfort of knowing they are following our wishes, and the ability to focus on what truly matters, being present together. Imagine 2 families both facing the same difficult moment, the final days of a loved one. In the first family, there was no plan. Decisions were made in a rush, with uncertainty and hesitation. There were questions with no answers. What would they have wanted? Are we making the right choice? Family members disagreed, emotions ran high, and grief was compounded by stress. Now, picture the second family. This time, everything had been discussed ahead of time. The wishes of their loved one were clear. There was no conflict, no second guessing, only love, presence, and shared moments of comfort. Instead of scrambling for answers, they simply held hands, reminisced, and said goodbye with peace in their hearts. Which family do you want your loved ones to be in? That is the power of planning. It transforms moments of uncertainty into moments of peace. It allows families to focus on love, not logistics. It lets the final moments be filled with warmth, not worry. And it starts with you. End-of-life planning is not just for us. It's a gift to the people who mean the most to us. It gives them clarity. No one is left guessing or making difficult choices under pressure. It gives them peace of mind. They know they are honoring your wishes rather than making assumptions. It gives them space to grieve. Instead of dealing with paperwork and unanswered questions, they can focus on memories, love, and the time that remains. It's one of the most profound ways we can show love to ensure that even in our absence, our family is not left struggling with uncertainty. Some people may ask, but isn't this focusing too much on the end? And my answer is no. This is about making the most of the life we have left. It's about embracing every moment without fear, knowing that when the time comes, we have already paved the way for a smooth, peaceful transition. Because when we accept that life has an end, we learn to cherish it more deeply. We say, I love you more often. We spend time with the people who matter. We make decisions that reflect who we truly are. And in doing so, we don't just prepare for the end. We create a life that is full, meaningful, and without regrets. At the end of our journey, we don't take anything with us except the love we gave and the memories we created. The question is, what will you leave behind? Will you leave behind confusion and uncertainty? Or will you leave behind the legacy of peace, clarity, and love? Every decision we make today shapes the way we are remembered. And what better way to be remembered than as someone who cared so deeply for their loved ones that they made sure everything was in place, not just for themselves, but for those they hold dear. All it takes is one step, one conversation, one document, one moment of courage to say, I want a plan for the future, not because I fear it, but because I love the people in my life. So, if you haven't started, start today. Write down your thoughts, talk to your family, take the first step toward a plan that gives you control, peace, and dignity. Because planning for the end is really about making the most of the life we have. If this message resonates with you, take action today. Start the conversation, even if it's just a small one. Write down your thoughts, even if it's just a simple list. Make your wishes known, because your voice matters even when you can no longer speak for yourself. And most importantly, live. Live with purpose, love deeply, and know that by planning ahead, you are giving yourself and your family one of the greatest gifts possible, the gift of peace.